A growth culture gives an organization the capacity to transform complexities into elegant and well-coordinated processes that focus attention on those priorities that are critical to success. One result of a growth culture is the prioritization of leading indicators of business success. In terms of operations, that means managing traditional duties and responding to future expectations. In other words, translating generic business conditions into expectations for specific targets, you can then allocate resources to deliver measurable value to each stakeholder. You start by articulating specific stakeholder expectations. Then you anticipate the value of working with each stakeholder. And finally, you continually assess stakeholder progress. Through strategic choices, leaders invest the time and money that make it possible to differentiate their company from competitors in the minds of targeted stakeholders. The identity of the organization in the mind of key customers and stakeholders is what drives sales, establishes loyalty, secures investment, and creates growth. To do this, you first need to map out who your stakeholders are. Making a stakeholder map is helpful because it's easily shared and it helps everyone keep focused. You can make variations of the stakeholder map for each level or division in an organization. Here is a sample stakeholder map: investors, customers, employees, communities, partners, managers. We use the term strategy to mean how leadership makes choices that enable a company to succeed in a changing business context with specific stakeholders. In establishing a growth culture, you build the company vision based on strategic choices. Build your culture based on these conditions. Remember, the identity of the organization in the mind of key customers and stakeholders is what drives revenue, loyalty, and growth. So, by mapping key stakeholders and their expectations, you can turn general business conditions into specific expectations that your business or organization can respond to. Customers expect products or services that meet or exceed their expectations, and they in turn provide stable revenue as measured in customer share. Investors expect present and future financial performance in return for investment capital, which shows up in market value. Communities, including regulators, expect socially responsible and law-abiding companies that treat the earth and their employees with respect in return for a favorable reputation. Employees expect fair treatment, decent working conditions, and appreciation in return for their loyalty and their ongoing contribution to the company. All of what we talked about is contained in the expression growth culture. Growth culture is when the identity of the organization, the identity of your brand, as perceived by key customers, is made real to every employee every day, and then appropriate actions follow. The observable reality about business is that it is external in nature. So use external factors to help create the culture of the company and to establish its strategies as well as its internal policies. Customer expectations set the standards for bringing new hires into the organization and for promoting people into higher ranks through ascension. Customers, suppliers, investors, and regulators contribute to the content of training, which ensures that what is taught meets external expectations. Customers help determine which employees are rewarded for their efforts. Key customers contribute to performance review standards, which keeps policies and competencies consistent with external expectations. External customer expectations translate to internal leadership behaviors. This creates a leadership brand that sustains your growth culture. Strategy as intent or meaning is shared with employees and is also shared with customers and investors, and vice versa. You can establish or amplify a growth culture by putting the following 3 vectors in motion. 1. By providing tools or methods for executive leadership to maintain closeness to process. 2. By providing tools or methods for achieving engagement among your employees. And 3, by providing tools or methods for facilitating strategic decision-making at all levels. Direct Human has an SaaS tool called SnugTeam, which makes accomplishing these tasks much easier. SnugTeam will be available in 2017. However, you can mold whatever ERP or software you have now into a solution by applying the methodology we discussed. Talk to an HR professional at Direct Human for further insights, and thanks for watching.